What's going on YouTube? It's Captain Laps here, and this is officially my 20th video. I know 20 doesn't seem like a giant milestone or anything like that, but for me it's kind of cool. Means I've almost been doing this like a month's worth of content, so I think it's really cool. So I want to do something special. There's a lot of things that I haven't been going over. There's a lot of things that I haven't been covering in this game, but it's all been building up to this in this moment. From this point on in the story, I'm gonna kind of let you just do whatever build it is that you want to do. I mean, if you've been watching me, you've been following along with me, you've probably been doing that to begin with. But if you haven't, if you've been trying to follow me and do what I do, I have a very light build when it comes to stat requirements and stuff like that. It's very heavy in stat requirements, but it's a very light build, as in like, okay, I'm not going to do you doing a lot of damage throughout the entire game, and that for me is more or less about the challenge than it is anything else. One of the reasons why I picked the Vanguard is because if you look over here at the stats, it's very spread, and I can kind of do a lot of things with that, so I can actually hold a lot of weapons. So what I'm going to do here for this episode is I'm going to go in and we're going to fight this boss. And I am going to teach you how to beat every single boss from here on out, how I test equipment, how I test things, like spirit summons, how I test like any pots or anything else like that. This is gonna be how I do it. Is I'll use it on a boss. I'll see where my damage is and everything else like that. But I'm also gonna do something. I'm also going to go through and I'm going to equip um, all of the weapons, and I'm going to show you the various ways that you can take this boss down using different weapons and using a different kind of playstyle, because I feel like that's a very important thing to watch. When you watch any walkthrough, you watch any playthrough, anything like that, and you see someone go through with a very specific build, and that's great. That's awesome. You can watch them play, but for me, that was always really hard because I didn't want to play any of the ways that I saw anyone play. Um, so it was hard for me to kind of like go in there and be like, oh, well, if I'm a spellcaster and I'm watching this video, well, this guy's just doing physical damage. So that doesn't really equate to me. Or if I want to do physical damage and I want to do magic damage, this video doesn't really equate for me. And I never really found anyone that built around not being the perfect setup. And by the perfect setup, I mean if you look at my stats and they're so spread out, like they shouldn't be that way. If you want to min, and it's not just about min maxing, it's about doing proper damage in this game. And that's going to help you out a lot. So if you would have dumped everything to strength in order to hold the strength weapons, you could run colossal. You'd be doing a lot more damage just off base weapons and stuff like that. So I dumped a lot into intelligence, but I'm not a fully committed intelligence build because over here I even have 17 faith. My dexterity's up to 18. I'm not going to be able to fix this till a little bit later in the game. The next big boss, well, the second next big boss that we're going to fight, I'll be able to switch that all around. But until then, I have this nice little spread for me to play a little bit of variety build. And for me, I had this plan to where I wanted to show you guys kind of how to beat this boss, how I come across a new challenge in the game that everyone says is going to be super hard or anything else like that. And I want to test everything out to see kind of how I want to play the game the rest of the way. And this is a really good way too, so then you know now where to dedicate your stats to. So for me, moving forward from this point, I'm going to start pumping through this game because I know what build I want. I know what build I want to do. But for you, you might want to change things up. And you might want to play a certain way after you watch this video, or you might want to play a completely different way, watching me kind of struggle through all this stuff. And then I'm going to cover the spirit summons. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to kind of show you what my opinions are about some of the spirit summons and stuff like that and how they do. And that's based on how they can solo a boss. I want to see how helpful they are. So I'm going to take notes. I'm like, oh, okay, well these guys are good for this, but they only have little damage. Well, this summon is, if I look over here at the summons, these guys are a many. Maybe this is going to be really good against a boss because there's a bunch of them. This guy, he's a spellcaster, so maybe if I'm doing my heavy DPS and stuff, we're just gonna look at some of the stuff like that. So we're gonna go in here. I spent all of my runes down to like 592 because I'm gonna die a lot during this process. So if you are waiting, then go ahead and wait. But I would definitely wait to spend your runes. So here's kind of the thing. So we're walking into this boss fight. If you walk into a boss fight, you see one of these yellow golden summon signs. You only have to summon these once in order to progress the storyline. But when you do summon them, the boss's health is now stacked like a two-player co-op. So it's going to be harder the boss is going to have more health and he's going to be harder to fight now that you have two people in here. So I'm going to go ahead and summon this for this one. So I'm going to get this out the way. We're going to watch this cutscene because the cutscenes in this game were all done so well. So he's going to get summoned into my game. He's going to show up. There he is. And we're going to walk in here. We're going to watch this cutscene.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. Someone must extinguish thy flame. Let it be Margit the Fell.
Oh, fun. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to run over here. We're going to jump off the map. Step 1. Get Sorcerer Roger out of the way. Because I don't want anybody doing extra damage. One of the things that I'm not going to show you how to do is play off bleed. Or any kind of stats effect, because I don't want the boss accidentally dying. So that is going to be one of the things here is I don't want the boss to accidentally die. So if the boss accidentally dies, I can't show you how to use any of these weapons the way that I kind of wanted to use them. So we're just going to keep them alive. So I'm gonna pull up my summons here. So we're gonna start off with the wolves. And we're just gonna kind of watch. We're just gonna sit back and we're gonna watch. We're gonna block if we need to, but we're gonna sit back and watch. And you see summons in this game, they pull aggro and they pull attention. None of these are leveled up to you, by the way, so it's gonna be pretty quick. But they're doing pretty okay damage, so I mean, I guess if we leveled them up, they'd be okay. But at the same time, like, look at that. I have all this time to attack. And if I throw an attack in here while he's doing this, let's say I throw like a little Moonveil in. Now one of my wolves is dead, so now I'm down to 2. But now I have his attention. And see, that's how you kind of want to do spirit summons and stuff. You want to pull the boss's attention. You want to dodge when he does have you want to dodge when you have his attention. But then you want your summon to kind of come in here and you want it to kind of pull. So the wolves really aren't that bad. They're doing some pretty good stagger damage. They took down about a quarter of its health. If they were leveled up, they'd probably be doing a little bit better. But so the wolves, not too bad. Now, I'm not going to die for everyone, because now I just realized that no, I can't. I have to die for everyone, so that's my bad. I have to die for everyone because I can't summon multiple spirits at the same time. So that was the wolves, so we're going to go ahead and take the wolves off here. So we tried the wolves, I have the jellyfish equipped, and then we're just going to go in order here. So the Wandering Noble Ashes, so let's go in here, see what the jellyfish does. And let's go and see what the Wandering Ashes does. So we're going to go ahead and summon up the jellyfish. But we notice the wolves are kind of attacky. The jellyfish, I heard, is like a really good tank character for like spellcasters and stuff. Because look at it, he's taking some pretty good hits there. 66. He's got a nice little health pool. Not doing a lot of damage though, so it looks more like this is going to be more of like for your spellcasters, because I can kind of sit back here and not pull aggro. It looks like it's pulling quite a bit of aggro. I think it does poison damage too. Like I'm pretty sure it does poison damage, so like slow tick poison damage would be nice for it. But it's basically got its full attention there. So, pew. I don't see any status build up yet, but it's did a pretty good job. Not a lot of damage, but at the same time, had its full attention the entire time. Had the boss's full attention the entire time. I didn't exactly like do anything with it. What is this video hitting for, by the way? Oh no, not just. I just want to see what the moon bell's hitting for with the +1 on it. 181. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. We'll be fine when we go to actually fight this guy. But then I noticed with the jelly, like it would be mostly defensive. I've never been super impressed with the jellyfish. A lot of people said he's a really good tank, but I've just never personally been super impressed with the jellyfish. We've got the Wandering Noble Ashes coming up, and then we've got the Noble Source Asher coming up. This is why I didn't want to talk about summons, because I don't feel like you needed the summons any point beyond this. But from here on out, see, these guys are just the guys that are lost in the sauce when you're running around the landscape, and they're not even getting his attention right off the bat. So, but as you see, we're not really taking a lot of damage from this boss, which is nice, which means we'll be able to get some survivability. These guys are getting kind of waxed. I mean, oh, look at that. It's clean sweep. They got some good, I mean, they're okay defensively. Ooh, 176 on the big heavy, and they're down. I'm assuming these guys will be really good for, you know, not just drawing attention, but they're not going to last long. So I wouldn't recommend it for like a spellcaster build, but maybe as like extra bodies when you're talking about like extra bodies, just like when you're maybe doing a physical build, so that way you're not like fully committing to it, if that makes sense. So, and while we're doing this, might as well just learn some of the timings and stuff. We're not really worried about healing, but we'll look at some of the timings and everything else like that too. We'll try and multi-stack this, so it's not like a 2-hour video, because I know this is going to be a little bit longer of a video, but at the same time, I just don't want it to be like a super long video. But so far, I'm not really impressed with any of the spirit summons. They do their job, for sure. For sure, they've been doing their job. But the wolves so far, in my opinion, have been the best. There's 3 of them. They draw aggro really well. They did a pretty good chunk of damage while they were alive. But so far, not really super impressed with any of the spirit summons. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to summon this Noble Sorcerer. We're going to see what this guy does. And he's kind of a backline, so he's kind of a backline player. So we don't really want him to get hit. So we want to kind of let him do damage, and we want to aggro the boss. We're going to kind of pull the aggro, and then whenever he hits him, we're going to run in and do a hit. We'll pull the aggro because he looks squishy. Like, he looks super squishy. But he's just doing glintstone pebbles. And we're just kind of doing a little tick damage to him. See, but we want his aggro. 11 damage off that hit, so he definitely needs to be leveled up. He's not doing super impressive damage.
Put these foolish ambitions to rest.
So he wasn't doing super damage, and then he's gonna get basically 1, 2. Yeah, he does no defense whatsoever, and he doesn't have a way to get him off of him. So not, in my opinion, not probably the best way to go. If you're doing physical damage, like I'll use him when I do the physical build. And I do like the physical fights. We'll end up using him, but not really feeling it. And in all honesty, not really feeling it. So let's see. The next we're gonna be using is the demi-human ashes, and then we're gonna get on to some of our big boys. These are pretty good. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to summon these. I'm gonna see 104 health. If I go over here to equipment, no, I don't want equipment. I want status. FP, I only have 85, so I can't summon the two big boys yet because I don't have the FP for it. And off the top of my head, I can't think of any way to get the FP for it. We'll have to see. We'll have to see here. We'll see what we can do. Well, let's get in here with some of the demi-humans. Because those would be like the best case scenario for like the sorcerers. So these guys are going to be a lot like the wolves. They're just going to draw a little bit of aggro, hopefully. Not going to do a whole bunch of damage. But what I really want them to do is survive a little bit longer than the wolves. They're not really doing as much damage to the wolves. Oh, honestly, it seems like the wolves are like the best bet so far. Because they were doing some decent damage. They lasted really long. But these guys not looking so hot right off the rip here. Just trying to help them out. Okay. I pulled the attention for just a little bit, and they seem... Oh no. No, I guess he's done playing around. I guess he is done playing around. And we're learning that if we just keep our distance, we kind of watch him. His moves are pretty telegraphed, which is nice. No need to freak out when he goes to throw stuff, because we already know that whenever he throws something or a projectile is thrown at us, it just goes off of the last known position. So if we're just walking left or walking right, in some cases just walking this way, doing nice little dodges, it's pretty slow. It's pretty slow. So, and we still got that one demi-human. I don't know what that one's doing. I don't really know what that guy's doing. He's just not attacking. He's not doing anything. Huh. Oh, wait. There's the attack. Oh. And now he's dead. Okay. Oh, yeah. He's dead for sure. So now we have his attention. There's an uppercut. There's a downward slash. But it looks like he's got some delayed hits. Yep. Super delayed.
Put these foolish ambitions
super delayed
to
hits.
rest.
So we're gonna have to make sure we're watching our timing perfectly. So we're gonna have to watch them really good when we fight them. All right. And now, since I can't, we're going to remove this. I keep my spirit summons in the down button, but since we can't, can we? Let's see. Let's see. If not, I'm gonna equip the dagger. I'm gonna equip a dagger here. I don't really super play with daggers. If you're playing with the Reduvia, that's a good dagger to play with. But if you're playing with daggers, I'm assuming you're playing mostly like a light build. So a lot of what you're gonna farm and spawn in with is what you're gonna want. I'm gonna try and get the equip load as low as I possibly can. So, this is at 9. This is at 7.1. And then the stamina talisman is going to be really good. The stamina talisman is going to be really good for this, but at the same time too, you can use You know what? I want to keep my weight really low. You can use, and this is what I was saying with some of the talismans that we're talking about. You can use the Radagon Scar Seal for the +3 to everything. You can use the Sword Seal for the +5 for everything. And this is where some of this is lance combat. That's for just on horseback. Stamina reduction, attacks, and blocking. That's going to be good for your guard counter builds. Enhanced charge attacks. We might put that in whenever we do the heavies. But the blue dancer charm raises attack power with lower equipment. So we're gonna use that. I want to see what that kind of does here. Restores hit points on critical. That's pretty good. But we're gonna see what this kind of looks like. So if you're running like a dagger build, you probably run in like a 2 dagger build setup. I'm just gonna do some pokes. I'm gonna kind of see what it looks like with the light roll and everything else like that. We're also gonna try and see if we can summon these guys here. So, but we're just gonna work down the list there. So yeah, I can't summon these guys, so we're not even gonna try. So we're just gonna kind of come in and we're gonna try and learn some of the boss moves here. So now I get his eyes. All right, so he's got that. That's got a really slow reach. That's that little quick turnaround. We're gonna walk to the left and right when we're doing that. So we want to constantly be walking to the left and right. That's kind of like a big swing. So, okay. Oh, he hit those. That one's a good little jump there, and we know I got time on that, but it's a little delayed. But we got a short reach here, so we want to get close to him. And we want to make sure we're doing our quick swipes and playing off of those attack rolls. So we're just watching him on this run through. Just watching how he does things. We're getting nice and close to him, and we're seeing what we can. We're seeing not only what we can take for damage, but we're seeing like where his heavy ones are, and we're seeing kind of what his reaction time is. So we know a couple movesets we can get in there, and we do a couple, but a lot of them he's gonna do. So this one's that slow attack that I was talking about. It's got big reach, but it's a 2-hit, and we know we got time frames afterwards to do a little bit of damage. And he's going to kind of back up on us, but we want to keep moving left and right because we know he's going to be throwing stuff. That we know is a really slow kind of drop, and we get some good hits after that. Now, I'm just doing quick and light attacks here. So I'm just doing... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I'm just doing quick and light attacks because I'm mostly relying on my dexterity here. So I don't know if dex strength versus quick and light, but I think it's mostly based on weapon, but that at the same time doesn't do a significant amount of damage as to the speed that I can actually hit him with. So what we want to try and keep doing is we want to try and keep in there. If you're running 2 daggers, that's probably a little bit better, but oh, I'm just not paying attention there. That was the uppercut that I just completely whiffed. That's kind of what he looks like when we're playing up to him. So we don't want to keep our distance, but at the same time we still want to
Put these foolish ambitions.
still want to try and keep close to him. So it doesn't look too hard. It doesn't look like we're gonna have too much of a difficult time to him. We want to stay close to him. We want to kind of avoid some of his swiping attacks and his sweeping attacks, and we're just gonna have to get the timing down. It looks like timing is going to be a big thing with him. We got to make sure we're paying attention to the time and how slow he's going to move, how quick his animations and stuff are, and just kind of little things like that. Next thing I'm going to do is the block and counter build. The block and counter build, I'm going to assume you want to try and have the most armor that you can hold without being a fat roll, because you want to try and build up the most poise that you possibly can without being a fat roll. So you can either use the sword like I've been using, just a straight sword. You can equip any Ash of War or anything you want to put on it, or you can use some of the great swords for kind of like a quality build. That works too. Just depends on how you want to do it. This is going to put me into a heavy load though, so I'm not particularly wanting to try with like a great sword or anything else like that. And the gameplay is going to be roughly the same. It's just going to be a little bit slower. So you're basically just going to be blocking and countering. Quick attacks in there. That's going to knock her stamina out, but oh, I have the blue dancer charm stolen. That's not good. see if I can get that off. I don't think I can. I have to wait till we do this little stare off again. Oh, just barely. Just barely. He's gonna hit me for that, though. Alright, now that he's created space here, take a little time, take a little breather. We're gonna go back in, shield up. Alright, that was a big old heavy attack, so we can dodge here. More heavies. Oh, we're out of stamina, we gotta back up. Okay. Just heal up here. And that's how we're gonna pick them apart. We're gonna pick them apart slowly. We're gonna block into them. And just remember, your stamina comes back kind of slow when you're holding the shield. So whenever you back up, just kind of let go of the guard. When you're backing up, just let go of the guard. And you want to get in real close, and you want to hit them. So like while you're backing up and you're moving back and left, let go of the guard. When you're going back in, guard it up. Make sure you're getting that guard. You want to get in there with your heavies. Keep dancing around him, because as you see, as I'm dancing around him, I've got the shield up in case he does hit me, but I'm dancing around him trying to get to that backside of him, because he obviously cannot hit me on that. But we gotta watch that tail swipe. Okay, now we're out of stamina, so we want to back up. We want to back up now that we're out of stamina. Go back in when we've got it.
Put these
I dodged. I rolled way too much there because I was not ready for the timing on that. But that's kind of how we're going to go in and we're going to beat him. We're just going to slowly dance around him. We're going to anticipate when he's going to swipe. We're going to anticipate when we can get in there and do our damage. And that's going to kind of be the song and dance there. So it's going to be roughly the same thing when it comes to a quality build. You can either use the great swords or you can use the curved great swords. The gameplay is going to be very similar. I'm going to use the curved great sword here instead of the claymore. The claymore is a pretty good way to go, but I'm going to use the curved great sword because I just kind of like it's a little bit quicker in my opinion, and I kind of like the way the moveset looks a little bit better. That too, if you're playing quality build, I highly recommend using, I didn't pull it out, but the Bloodhound's Fang. That was what I pulled. It's got like 65 bleed damage build up on it too, so you're going to be setting that up. I didn't pull it out because I don't want to do bleed damage because I don't want to accidentally kill the boss. It doesn't look like I'm doing enough damage to actually do it because he's kind of all about, okay, you got to go level up your stuff and everything else like that. So, but same thing, same principle. We want to get in close to him. We know how to do physical combat here. We're going to try and trade some, but we don't want to trade everything. Oh my god, this is going to kill me again. That's the same mood. Oh, he didn't even swing that time. How annoying. How annoying. Oh, see, if we didn't dodge that, if we didn't roll there, we completely avoid that. If you notice that I'm doing a lot more big heavies now. I'm doing a lot more charged attacks. But even though that quick roll comes out pretty quick. So, but I'm doing a lot more charged attacks because I have his backside, I have the opening, and you might as well do more damage while you have the chance. See, okay, so we're standing too close for the little listing lazily. Nope, that's a trade hit. Oh, he almost jumped off there. That would have been so bad for this video. I don't think he actually jumps off, though. I don't think he's actually jumped off. I don't think I've seen a video of him actually jumping off the ledge. Alright, we want to get back in close here, because I don't like the fact that he's just kind of dancing around us. Like, I don't like that. Watch the tail swipe. Uppercut. Gonna throw that. Oh, he missed there. Good. Good for us. Looks like we're missing a lot of opportunity to kind of close distance. Yep. Okay. Big heavy. Trying to break his poise for us. See what kind of... Alright. I think this is probably the first time we've gotten into a second stage here.
Run in thy veins. Tarnished.
It's going to be such a shame if he jumps off the map. Like, I'm going to be so excited because I've never seen it before. and I never forced him to it, but if he doesn't jump off the map, like...
Put these foolish ambitions to rest.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why everyone said at the very beginning of this game when it released that this guy was a little bit ridiculous, because once he smacks you with that hammer, you're done. Like, he's gonna do a quick combo after that. So basically we have to avoid that hammer hit. So now that we know in that second phase we have to avoid that hammer hit. Alright, so the next one down the line here is going to be your colossal weapon. Now, I don't even know how to say, so I'm going to call this the handler. I'm going to add an L. I'm going to call it the handler. But I went and got this just here recently. I completely forgot about it. But I remembered down at the Isolated Merchant Shack here, he sells this colossal sword, and I completely forgot about it, and I'm very sorry because it only has a strength requirement of 19. So one of the weird things about that is we know that we can hold this as a colossal weapon. So I have to take off my armor, but at the same time we're gonna go in here with this little colossal weapon. Never actually played with this sword. I remember about it. I always remember it way too late. So by the time that I'm in the game, it's way too late. It's actually a pretty decent greatsword. It's quick. It's got the nice roll animation. It's got quite a bit of distance. I'm gonna wait for that. And then when you come out of that roll, it's got that nice poke. So if you're playing a colossal build and you're not using that roll poke, you are not playing this right. I'm going to tell you that right now, because you want to roll in, poke. That's your light attack. Poke. Nope, missed it. But this too, the same kind of concept is you want to kind of keep circling around because you want to get the backside of them, and then you want to, yeah, get that nice poke. So you kind of want to, at the same time, waiting for that attack. Ooh, yeah, that nice heavy. Okay. I don't really know how to play with great swords, I guess. Oh, shit. I'm dead. Nope. Lived. Haha, nerd.
Well,
So, here comes that second phase again.
Passing skill.
We know we don't want to get hit by that
Warrior
hammer.
must truly run in thy veins.
Now he gets a little more aggressive. So,
Tarnished.
when he gets to that second phase, he's going to get a lot more aggressive, it seems. He's going to attack us way more, but not to worry. Not to worry. We're gonna play this guy. So we got a nice little adjustment on his moveset. Just gotta work with his timing, and because I'm using so many different like styles, even though I'm kind of roughly playing him the same every time, because we will mostly combat, so I'm playing him roughly the same way every time. But because I'm switching up my tempo for my weapons, my timing's off on my attacks. So my attack timing is going to be off. My attack windows and stuff are going to be off because I'm switching up weapons so much. When you're playing and you're fighting, we're going to switch to the build that I want to play and I want to use when I go to beat this guy. You're going to notice that I'm going to get quicker and quicker and quicker with my attack times, my attack windows, and memorizing kind of how he moves, because I'm just going to be using my build, my style. And it's going to be kind of the same thing for you. We're going to use this heavy thrusting sword now, but it's going to be kind of the same thing for you. Whenever you're playing him, you're going to learn your timings and stuff like that. So you're going to have kind of the same thing. So you're going to kind of go in, get a good feel for him, and then you got to get your timing based off like your weapon and your weapon speed and everything. So we'll go in and do the same thing. And if you've been playing the game with it, if you've been playing the game with your weapon so far the entire time, you're gonna have a better shot doing this. I wanted to kind of do it to just kind of showcase that any kind of build is possible once you get like the movement and everything down. But this too is also like, all right, how do I want to play? Like, what really feels the best when it comes to playing with this game. Like, do I want to come in here? I want to do these heavies. I want to do these quick attacks with the rolls. Try and play my stamina game. Do I want to do a bit of a dexterity build where I focus on some other things? Oh, well, not enough time for that. Okay, so the roll looks really good. Ugh. That's close to him. Oh, I'm dead.
Foolish ambitions
I'm dead.
to rest.
But I don't really like thrusting swords. I really honestly never played with them. It looks like the timing's off, but I should be playing it at like a mid, not a mid-range, but like a close to mid-range kind of build. And I don't really know how to play those. I don't know how to play and be close at the same time. Like, I would put something like some faith into it, and maybe do like a kind of like a faith hybrid. But that's just kind of me. I like doing hybrid builds anyway, so that's just me. So we're gonna go in here with the curved swords. It's gonna kind of be our first like dual weapon set here that we're gonna showcase. I know I did a little bit on Pumpkinhead, but not really a great kind of showing. So, oh, I'm just gonna walk right into that. He's gonna leave off with that. You know, that's a strong one, but you want to kind of get in here, and this is when you're gonna do your jumping. So like we've already taken down like a bunch. Oh wow, we're almost dead. I'd have to redo this entirely because there's no way I was gonna let that kind of go. But for this, we want to get right in here. We're gonna do jump timing. We're gonna try and do our jumping attacks here with the curved swords, because that's gonna be our big damage boosters. And we can also buff these weapons. Don't forget we can buff weapons. We're gonna do more of that as like I'm going through to my style. I'm trying to wait for an opening here. He's not really giving me one. It's weird. All the other builds, like I felt like I had so many more openings, but now that I'm trying to jump, I just don't feel like I have anything. Oh, okay. Not gonna let me get up. That's fine. Alright. No wrong answers. See, like every time I try and close distance on him, he seems to be just wanting to be up in my grill. I don't think I've had this problem in any other build. I really don't think I've had a problem getting close to him in any other build. I feel like I've been in his armpit. I feel like I've been in his armpit for every single build with that round. In general, he just would not let me get close to him. I thought that was really odd. So we're going to try and run that one again, because sometimes he just won't let you in next to him. I don't know what it is, but sometimes he just won't let you in next to him. And that is rather annoying. In all honesty, that is rather annoying. So, because he's let me into his armpit like pretty much every other build. Okay, now see, and now he's going super easy on us. Like now he's not super aggro. Like what's going on with that? But you see this jump build is kind of tearing him up, and that might be why he might be scared. He might be scared of our power. So we're just gonna kind of run. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We want to keep, because it doesn't. It seems like if we circle around to the left and we dodge that, if we can dodge that big sword, he doesn't hit us with the holy damage. That little holy dagger that he does. I'm trying to dodge around to the left, but it just feels unnatural. I don't know why it feels unnatural, but it feels unnatural. Nope, can't jump that. See, but every time we get to his right side, he whips out that little holy dagger, and we don't want that. Oh, see, he like knows that we're going to the left. So we want to just keep our distance. Throw a dagger, throw a dagger. So now that's up 2. We know we can get damage off this. Oh. Okay, so now we got a
But
little.
these
He just seemed
foolish
extra aggro
ambitions
last
to
round. I don't know what it
rest.
was, but he seemed extra aggro last round. So we were able to take this. We were able to take a minute and go, okay, cool. Reset. We come back at it, and we're gonna go again. All right. So the next one we're gonna do is my recommended decks. If you spawned in with the Uchi Katana, then I highly recommend doing this kind of build up. You use both Uchi Katanas, and you kind of go off this little quick move set here. We're really not going to be able to finish any combos. As you see, he's been pretty aggressive whenever we get super close to him. So we're not really been able to finish any combos. Wow, that just took that to the face. This roll attack with the Uchi Katanas, or the Katanas, the roll attack's pretty nice. You kind of come out and you do this little slashing thing, and that's really nice. That does really good damage there too. So if you can get that L1, the L1 attacks in, you can get those in, it's really nice. But you kind of want to just kind of do that rolling attack, and then you want to do some consistent damage. But this seems to be so far the best damage that we're doing. I know we've got the Moon Veil in the offhand. We did great damage with the curve swords and the jumping attacks. They also have the really nice like L1 attack, but I just don't. Not my personal favorite. I'll be honest, not my personal favorite. I'm also a lot more comfortable with katanas. Like I've played with katanas probably more than any other weapon in this game. You want to make sure you're watching your timing when you're trying to roll out.
Well,
just because you're injured and you're freaking out doesn't mean you need to give him the free hit like I just did there. Yeah, so his second phase is going to be a lot more aggressive. And that's the one thing that we're going to have to pay attention to when we go to beat him with the full build, is that second phase is going to be a lot more aggressive. I'm really kind of saving that second phase for my build, because I'm obviously more comfortable with my build. But at the same time, I'm just trying to showcase like how to kind of like go in and everything, how to play with different weapons, to kind of show like just a little bit of variety and everything else like that. So the twin blade, again, another weapon I haven't spent a super a lot of time with, but it's got this nice little whoop whoop de whoop. We're gonna try and get that in when we can. We know that we can do it whenever he does something like that, so we'll make him pay for that. Gotta roll the tail. I'm using heavies, which is the exact opposite of how you should really use the twin blade. Even though it's got that nice heavy, you wanna use your R1s and stuff with it. Okay, so get in here. Look at that. Look how quick you do damage with these things. And these are really good, viable weapons and everything else like that too. So, nope. But the real thing is when you dual wield these. I know we can't do it right now because we don't have two of them, but when you get the chance to dual wield them, a lot like the curve swords, I'm going to have to run that again because I didn't really get to swing on them that time. A lot like with the curve swords, you want to do jumping attacks because you do so many attack procs on the jumping attacks. And as you can see here is we want to kind of whittle this guy down. Because we don't have anything upgraded either. So we don't have our weapons upgraded. We don't have the extra damage on the spells and stuff. But 280, that's pretty respectable damage. Like we're doing some pretty good chunk damage here. Considering nothing's upgraded, all these are like base level weapons. This really dealing with this first phase. And we're just kind of getting in here into the armpits and doing some damage. So what are you doing? Why are you so slow, but at the same time so fast? Got him to his second phase quite consistently though, so that's a pretty good sign that we're getting this first phase kind of down. Pretty foolish, except for the fact that, you know, every now and then he's going to catch Rollis. I am not great with twin blades, though. I will tell you that for a fact. I've used twin blades a little bit, but they're not really my. It just doesn't gel with my playstyle. So the next thing is kind of like your heavy axes and stuff like that. So this is what I was telling you to put Wild Strike on. So if you put Wild Strike on this Rusted Anchor and you go into Ash of Wars, so Ash of Wars, we just picked up Wild Strikes here. Let's just say heavy or standard. Let's just do heavy. I don't have the strength requirements. I'm pretty sure I don't have the strength requirements even with that. So the next thing we're gonna do, if you don't have something like that, in order to kind of negate that, we're going to put that strength knot tier on. There we go. Put the strength knot tier on. We're gonna two-hand this, and we want to do kind of the same thing, the same kind of strategy. Is we want them to jump up. We want to make sure we get that nice little back area, and we're gonna just try and wild swing into this. I've seen some videos about people just kind of tanking this because you get the extra poise. I did like 21 damage with all those hits. That was ridiculous. I don't want to die here. Why is he being super aggro? See, like, sometimes he's just super aggro. Like, it depends on what kind of mood he's in, I guess, whenever you want to fight him, because this is ridiculous. And I'm over here talking up. I'm over here talking up the Rusted Anchor as I'm like, oh, this thing will carry you. Like, you put status effect on it, and you do all this other stuff with it, and it'll carry you. And right now we're doing the least amount of damage we've done with any other weapon. I think it's because we're not. Oh, you know what? I know exactly why we're not doing any damage with it. Because we can't hold it, because we forgot to drink this. Guys, so we're going to drink that, and now we can actually hold the weapon. Big slow. There we go. There we go. And look at that. Just absolutely melting him now. I would highly recommend doing that. I would highly recommend doing that if you're having a hard time with him. Just kind of come in here, figure out some of his timing, and then just do that. But this is kind of like this. It's a big Great Axe, really. So you're gonna have the big Great Axe moveset and everything else like that. So big old heavies are gonna work. Kind of come in, do your smashes. It's got that nice little overhead to it. But we want to play into him if he'll let us, like.
Well,
but he doesn't seem to be wanting to let us get
get
into. Oh, he hit us with that. Okay, so I did roll that at the same time. So if you want to come in here, you just want to absolutely nuke him. There you go. Your wild strikes on that, and you can do that. Not having the strength requirement kind of hurts. I'd love to kind of showcase that. But at the same time too, you can see now what if you would have isolated your stats into like this. If you would have had all that into strength, that probably would have knocked him out right then and there. But because we didn't have everything in there, it just didn't work. So we're gonna try some of the spears. Unable to use, yeah, that's fine. What don't I have? Strength. Ooh, all right. So we're gonna keep that. Strength builds, or not strength builds, but spear builds are something that you kind of want. I'm gonna go no skill on this. I'm gonna see what this looks like. Still a medium load. I'm gonna drink that strength not tier this time again, because I don't need it to last the whole fight. I just need it to last for like a little bit. Of course, we still have our bubble and everything too. So, but spears are really nice because you can poke from behind spears. So I can keep this up at the same time, so I can walk in on them. And I can do these nice little pokes. But I can also poke them from behind the shield. So if I have bad timing with it, I can poke from behind a shield. It does come back when you're there. Why is he so aggressive? It feels like second stage aggression sometimes. Like, I don't know what is with that, but this kind of goes with block counter builds, but at the same time you can stand behind him and poke him. And you can do this all the way into endgame. There's a DLC boss specifically that everyone's saying was super hard, but like the biggest way to cheese him was to stand behind a shield and poke. So this is viable all the way through the game. You could literally play the entire game standing behind a shield and poking if you really want to. It gives you that kind of like Spartan vibe, like we are Sparta. I'm taking almost no damage as long as I have stamina. I can poke him there, poke here. We can just whittle him down the whole way, making sure we have good stamina. We could have used the stamina talisman for this, but you can also use a great shield. I don't think I have the strength requirements to hit the great shield, but you can also put the barrier on if you were to use, say, the turtle shell. If I hit here, put the barrier on, and look, taking reduced stamina cost. Well, here comes a big heavy. Oh, reduced stamina cost, and you can bounce off that.
Put these foolish
Good to go.
ambitions to
Spear
rest.
behind a sword and shield, pretty viable gameplay for sure. Pretty viable gameplay for sure. Sorry, it just hit me that I said sword and shield, not spear and shield. The halberds have really good movesets. This halberd, it has the poking animation. There's some that have the crossing animation that I like the cross a little bit better. It's like a downward thrust. I'll show you in a little bit. Because that's one of the weapons that's really good for a quality build. But these are really good for quality build and stuff like that. Again, I'm used to playing either in the armpit of the boss, not at like this little mid-range. I'm assuming it's gotta be.
Put these foolish ambitions
Wow.
to rest.
Wow, just completely obliterated me. No hesitation, no nothing. Just completely went in there and just smoked me. I don't even think I did a piece of damage. I don't think I did a piece of damage. So, but I need to get used to the range on this because you're not really supposed to be like super close. It's kind of like a poke build, but at the same time, it's not supposed to be a poke build. I think you can do this behind a shield. I'd have to verify that you can do this behind a shield. If you'll give me a second here. Oh, so this broke. This is the first time I broke his poise. Out of all the things that I've done so far, the halberd is the first thing that I've done to break his poise. I guarantee if I came in here with Lion's Claw, though, I'd break his poise. I guarantee that. But Lion's Claw is an Ash War that I'm very familiar with.
Well, thou art of passing skill.
Alright.
Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins.
You can also parry this guy.
Tarnished.
There's a lot of moves that you can actually parry on this guy. I'm going to poke him here and trade that. We don't want to get hit by that hammer, so that we definitely know.
Put these foolish
He's got a lot of
ambitions
range.
to rest.
That has got a lot of range, and I want to actually be closer to him when he starts doing stuff like that, because I feel like I can dodge better when I'm closer to him. So, but Halbert's a really good moveset. Really strong set of weapons. It'll carry you pretty much through the entire game. There's quite a few halberds. One of the halberds is, in my opinion, one of the best weapons in the game. But I don't know exactly how to play with halberds. They're really good with run and pokes. Run and pokes are really good with them. But I'm not playing it enough to kind of showcase everything that you can do with this. So again, this is just kind of like a, try and do this. If you leveled up your weapon, you know, look at the progress that you could possibly doing. Um, but so we've got the Faith Knot tier, and that's really going to let me use, because now we're in some stuff that where my stats are actually going to start doing some work. So this is a unique weapon. I have a lot of faith, and I'm just about to add more. This is the 24 faith. I'm so glad I get to showcase this weapon because I picked it up from the Faith Boys, and I'm like, oh, you get to use this great weapon. And then I was like, oh, I don't have the faith to kind of show it off. That's unfortunate. But this Ash of War is really good. It's been a while since I played with this scythe. Like, my very first playthrough, this carried me through like half the game. And I haven't really picked it up or touched it since. Because I like Ash's lore better than I like this actual scythe. But this faith carried me through probably the entire time before I got to respec in this game. And that's probably a good third of the game, in my opinion. Like, by the time you get to the point where you can respec, it'll carry you through about a third of the game. Depending on how you play. But with this, you're going to kind of use your Ash of War. As you see, this is probably the lowest we've had him before he got to the second stage. Oh, jeez. Jeez. But now we have to worry about 2 juice bottles. And I don't like worrying about 2 juice bottles. But it's the first time we've ran into the problem of not having enough FP. Oh, I am out. Okay, so kind of run in, just let him kill us, but you got a Faith Build going for you. You got a good, solid quality weapon. That's probably the most damage we've done to him in this just messing around stage that we've been doing. So you've got a good quality weapon. But that was another thing too that I wanted to kind of showcase, that now that my build is getting, now that my weapons are getting towards my build, I'm doing a considerable amount more damage. I'm not going to do bows. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm just not going to do bows. The hand ballista, everything else like that, they're really cool. If you can figure it out, you go right ahead. But I'm telling you right now, I cannot do it. And it's the same thing with this. If you're playing a build with magic or anything like that, I highly recommend using a shield. I don't know how to cast spells with my RB, or else I would show you how to do that. But because I don't know how to do that, I can't show you how to do that. This is kind of where the crystal burst is going to come into play when you go into your spell casting, because it does really good poise damage. So I'm really just going to be focusing on the crystal burst, and I'm going to be focused on the rock sling because I want that poise damage. And what I want to do, because I mostly spellcast and sword, whether it be some kind of Ash of War or something of that nature, I'm just gonna put let's just put a dagger, so I'm not like using that very often. Just for the simple fact that if I do get him knocked down with like rock sling or something like that, I can use it, but at the same time I don't want to abuse that system. So we know he's got plenty of ranged options, but we want to make sure we're keeping our distance. At this point, we want to keep our distance, kind of hit him with stuff. He's going to throw those little things. We're going to do, oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. See, now with Rock Sling, we got him to stagger break, but we were too far back that he was able to recover from that stagger break. And now we got to worry about our juice. But as you can tell, we haven't really worried too much about our health. Something like that, you can do like an R1 and then get out of there, or you can just get out of there, like I did.
Passing skill.
Oh, wow.
Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins.
So this is where it should be interesting when it comes to spellcaster, because now he's going to get more aggressive, but it's going to be harder for us to create space. So he's going to start throwing stuff at us more. He's got that big old jump, so it's going to be harder for us to create space. So we want to keep that in mind as we're trying to constantly create space. but he's going to keep playing us. We got to make sure we're on the right spot with the walls. Got to make sure our dodge timing is right. And then even too, if you want to just switch to the Crystal Burst, like if he wants to play that Kroos and wants to get aggressive, we still have this Crystal Burst. And that's right in his face. It's quick, opposed to the Rock Sling being a little bit slower. So if you're trying to play a little bit closer, because he just won't give you the space, there you go. You just kind of hit him with the Crystal, you switch to the Crystal Burst real quick, you smack him with it, and then you try and get your space again. You can either do two things. You can use your spells at a distance and try and go for that stagger, and then you can just regain everything, which is, in my opinion, the better way to do it with the spellcaster, because you are the damage. Your staff is the damage when you're the spellcaster. So you can do that, or you can try and run up and you can try and do the damage that way too. I haven't really gone for a pure spellcaster in a while, so for me it's a little bit more difficult. I can't use Lightning Strike, which is upsetting, because that'd be really, really nifty to have here, but you know, you can't use it, so I'm going to give you a little rundown of how you would do with your Faith Boy, but it's going to be roughly the same as your spellcaster. Again, I would use the Spirit Summons. I'm not using them right now, but this would be a time to add yourself up some wolves, or the jellyfish, but the wolves seem to be the most attention getting, so we're going to show that off a little bit real quick. So you basically come in here, we're going to drop these wolves on them, we're going to give us up a Juicy Juice, we're going to try and dodge these, going to drink us up a Juicy Juice, we're going to let the wolves get his attention, and we're just going to go back from a distance, and we're going to throw spells at him. We're just throwing spells at him. This works the exact same way if you're a spellcaster with intellect. We just want to make sure we're getting our distance. We want to make sure he's not hitting us. When he's got the aggro, you can go in with your big nukes and stagger back. And that's what I was saying. With this, now you have the time to come in here and get the crits that you need to get. So we're going to drink this Juicy Juice up.
Well,
here's the second phase, so now he's going to get way more aggro, so now we can actually see if we have our Spirit Summons. Look, the Spirit Summons are still doing their job. Spirit Summons are still doing their job in that second phase. We're down to one more Spirit Summons, though, so we're going to kind of try and play that the best way that we possibly can here. So we want to try and get the most damage that we can out of it. We're waiting for that. We're waiting for that. We're waiting for that move right there in order to get some of that damage that we need to do, because that's when we know he's not going to be aggro. So we need to focus on dodging until we get that animation, then we can do a little bit of damage. But 3/4 of the way into it, I mean, I know we fought this boss now for an hour, which isn't bad, in all honesty. We probably would have been done already. We probably would have been done twice already, in fact, if we'd have been playing a completely different way. If we had just came in here, we played with the way we've been playing, we'd probably be good. So I didn't particularly like the way that fire kind of went with him, even though I know that really did the most damage. In my opinion, the best way to do this is Rock Sling. So all that anticipation, all that buildup, all that hype, and I'm going to come in here, I'm going to use Rock Sling, and I'm going to use the Moonveil Katana. If I don't like the way the Moonveil Katana hits, I'm going to probably switch to the Claymore, and I'm going to use the Asha War Stormblade, and that's probably going to be how I end up beating this guy. I'm not sure yet. If you're brand new to the game and you're sitting here, you're watching this, you're like, oh my god, Chris, you just went through, oh my bad, oh my god, Captain Laps, you just went through all of these options. Like, what am I going to do? Like, if you're playing the build that you're playing, I would highly recommend coming over here, summoning Rajier with your build, the build that you've been playing, the build that you're comfortable with. Summon Rajier, come in here, summon your wolves, and do it this way. Okay? Because now we have Rajier and we have wolves. to do it, so we're not even gonna care. We're just gonna sit back and we're gonna do damage. He's gonna dodge, he's gonna do whatever he's gonna do. We're gonna be throwing rock sling. We're gonna try and get the stagger break and try and get our moves in, but we are not gonna be taking any damage whatsoever. So when people tell me this game is hard, these are the strategies that I'm like, why are you not doing this? I understand there's the, I want to do it myself, I want to go in, I want to solo this boss, yada yada yada. But at the same time, if you've been beating your head at this game at this point, I've been beating my head at this game like an hour trying to figure out like how to beat this guy, right? If I were doing this and I didn't know that I could just kind of switch to a nerf or I could switch to another build and just completely obliterate this guy, I would be so frustrated at this point. I would be absolutely frustrated and I wouldn't know what to do. And I would just be like, all right, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm going to set it down. I'm going to come back another day. But at this point, we'd nuke this guy. And look at this. Look, absolutely just look at this. We are pretty much done. I mean, yes, we're out of juice, but we have 4 health flasks. We know we can get up and we can get physical with this guy. We know it's going to be absolutely nothing to just beat this guy. We're done. We're done. We're absolutely done with this boss fight. It's been an hour of us struggling. It's been an hour of us doing it. Look at that. Moonveil, boom, done, game over. So,
put these foolish ambitions to rest.
And that last one, I looked at the clock. My time said 1 hour and 5 minutes and whatever seconds. It is now 1 hour, 6 minutes and whatever seconds. It was a minute. All that headache, and it could be done in a minute. So don't beat your head against the wall. Don't come at this like, oh, this is going to be a very difficult challenge. This is going to be something that's going to take me hours. Don't let this game trigger you. We watched his movesets. We paid attention to what he was doing. We know he's going to get super aggro. We know that we've got plenty of opportunities to attack. We know he's got some big swings. We know he's got some big swipes. We know we want to play close sometimes. We know we want to play far sometimes. And I realize that I'm saying just basically everything that you should probably do, but if you're watching him and you're watching how he does everything, you've just been learning. And that's the biggest part about this game that I don't think people understand, is most of this game is about learning how to play the game. See, I know now that I can just casually roll to the left and dodge his attacks. Like, I know that now. When it comes to that, I don't know how that hit, but, you know, I thought I was out of range there. I'm not out of range. I need juice. I need this. I'm not going to get both these off. I'm going to take some hits. It's going to happen. I'm just going to take some damage. And that's fine. Now that I've got some damage and I'm starting to take, I'm down about half, I'm going to stand back and spellcast a little bit. If he's going to give it to me, I'm going to do it. Oh, I forgot that was a combo attack. Here, hold this. Why can that hit me? How long is that sword? And how much is the hitbox? So we're in that second phase now.
Warrior blood must.
Oh, I'm out of juice. I didn't know I was out of juice. That was a big mistake. Because I thought that was going to stagger break him. So we're going to roll into him. You can tell I'm kind of focusing up now because I'm not talking as much. Oh, he's going to body me. He's going to body me this round. I'm trying to get all my timing and stuff back, so...
Put these
I'm trying to get all my timing and stuff back. Oh. Playing with all those other builds, you get slow, you get sluggish, you get some where you don't have openings, some where you do have openings. I want to dodge him, I want to roll into his stuff, I want to beat him, but at the same time, you know, I'm at this for an hour, my eyes are starting to strain, you know. Getting a little lazy. Start off with the rock sling here. He's going to start off throwing stuff, but we're going to dodge the second one. want to be nice and close when we get those moon veils because we want that double damage. I'm gonna be honest, we want that double damage. Because when we get that double damage, we get this sweet, sweet critical. We get our juicy juice ready to go. Back it up. Chuck this at him. Already in the second phase, he's scarred.
Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins.
We roll into him, we're gonna hit him with that, but we don't want to get hit by that big ass combo. That big combo is really annoying. I'm glad that wasn't the poke. Roll into him. Boom. What did I hit back there? Oh, I am against the wall. So that's just not knowing where I'm at on the map. I'm gonna start moving away so I can drink that. Get my Heelys back up. Oh, it's so slow. It's so slow. He screws your timing so much. Oh, I didn't think I was going to be able to dodge that. That's kind of interesting. Oh. Oh. He's got to back up this time. Even he's got to back up, gather his shit. I thought I dodged that. I did not. Why am I doing that? I don't want to do that. I have one more transient moonlight left. I don't have one more transient moonlight left. I had the thing. I had the sign. It says I'm good. Why didn't it put that out? Oh, that just checked me out of that so hard. It says right there, the transient moonlight is available. Oh, and what would, that cost me the run. That right there cost me the run. I looked over and it said that I could do the transient moonlight and it cost me the run. Because look, when I run through here and I run and I run and I run, now I can't do it. Now I can't do it. It tells me that I can't do it. And it told me that, oh, this game. And that checked me out. That just cost me the entire thing. So I know it says a lot of times that, you know, you got to get good, but sometimes it's the game's fault. Sometimes it is the game's fault. You know, you've watched me play this boss now for over an hour. Maybe you've watched me play it. I don't know. A lot of people haven't been, you know, watching the entire thing, but we've seen some rounds where he's just been super aggressive, and we've seen some rounds where he just is lackadaisical. He's just like, all right, dude, you know, I've been pounding you pretty good. Like, I'm going to back off a little bit this round. See? Like, his timing's so weird. So I understand why people have had so much hard time. I don't know. I don't remember how long it took me to play this boss. Because when I first played it, I was really upgraded. So I'm pretty sure I had like an upgraded like level 6, level 7 weapon. And that is kind of how I did all my damage. So it wasn't really a long fight. This, quite honestly, is probably the most that I've ever actually taken on this boss. And I'm at... This video is an hour and 50 minutes. I knew this video was going to be a little bit longer. So I know when you do that... Oh, that hit a piece of... Why did that hit... Okay. Oh, this one takes forever, and I always time it wrong. I'm going to fall off the edge. Okay. Okay, that hit. Like, what? How did the first one hit? The second one missed. I don't know. There you go. Gonna hit me. I need to back up, because I need everything. Hit me on that second one, though. Okay. Like, what? That's annoying, like, because he'd do that whenever you drink and everything too, so...
Warrior blood must truly run and put these
I need to stop hitting him after that one. I need to create space, because he fucks me up every single time after I hit him after that. But we're starting to get back into a little bit of a rhythm with this character and this build. Just takes a couple minutes. Just kind of get everything back. We know he's going to throw that. Oh, that didn't hit. I was too far away. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's what happened. Okay. I think we got bleed on that one.
Well, thou art of passing skill. Warrior
I'm not
blood
going to attack
must
there.
truly
We just learned.
run in thy
We just learned
veins.
last game that we're not going to attack there.
Tarnished.
Unless we got some distance. See, because there he gets super aggro.
Put these
Super
foolish
aggro, and
ideas
I
to
was not on my
rest.
health bar, or else I'd have healed through that and then dodge rolled it. Or whatever. Super aggro in that second phase. Yeah, if I'm close, he smacks me up close. If I'm far away, he smacks me. He just jumps to me and smacks me far away. It's fine. We had a rough start though last game. Like we hit that, like that. This is what we hit last round. This right here is what we hit. So, and that's what caused us the big damage from here. And that time we just completely missed that one rock on the right. Now I'm just being dumb. Yep, now I'm just being dumb. See, why is that so long? It doesn't make any sense that that one hit is just super long. Okay. I feel like, yeah, there it is. Let's say I feel like his stagger should have been broken in that last one, but I'll take it on this one because now he's gonna go into that second phase,
Well,
and we're gonna try and
thou
get that
art
off.
of passing skill.
Okay, so he's
Warrior
gonna get
blood
super
must
aggro.
truly run in thy
Throw.
veins.
Okay,
Tarnished.
we want to get away from him here. Because we know he's going to get super aggro. Now we have to heal. Oh god, I had to take that. Oh. Back up a little bit. Use this. Let's not use that. What are we... I know I hit the button. I don't want to lose it on that for sure. This is what I want to lose it on. I'm going to lose it on something. Yep. Because I knew he was going to do that. Dodge into him. Dodge back. Because I need everything. Cole's going to drink here. And sometimes that's what you want to use those big timings for. I can't believe his stagger meter's not built up to where that rocks thing's going to do it. I can't believe he's not going to get staggered right here. Okay, so we're going to hit that. We're going to hit this. Yeah, he's done. He's done right here. And I broke a stamina. I broke a stagger there too. I broke a stamina there too, and he was staggered. Oh, the talisman's pouch. So now I get to use 2 of them. And for the sweet, sweet victory. Boop. And that is the first boss in the game. So that is kind of a tutorial, kind of a, hey, do it this way, hey, do it however you want. All these ways are viable. As you saw, my build that I'm built for did the absolute most damage, but there were some really good ones in there too, like the Faith one that we did. We had to take the Faith Knot tier. That did a whole bunch of damage. When we summoned everything, we basically beat him. So use your Rajier, use your summons, use everything this game has to give you because you will be able to beat this guy. It's not a big deal. You just saw me play it for some time. You'll get it done. I believe in you. I have faith in you. Just have faith in yourself. But now that we have our second talisman spot, we can now look at talisman options. Depending on what you want to do, depending on how your build goes, this is where you get kind of that unique little extra damage and stuff like that. There's not a lot that I have talisman wise that I really need right now. So in this case, and just this specific case, because I'm going to use mostly my healing flask anyway, I'm going to use slowly restores FP because this next legacy dungeon, there's going to be a lot of tick damage, and I don't really want to be constantly chugging, health potions because, I got hit once through an encounter. But that's kind of up to you. So if you're doing charged heavies and stuff like that, we have that charged talisman. If you're doing a block counter build, or if you're doing a lot of horseback horseback fighting, there's that too. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna run up here and we're gonna grab this grace just because we need it. But I'm going to show you the shortcut around, and we are going to open up this whole section of the map because sometimes fast travel is really nice, but now, like I said, that the tutorial is done, the kid gloves are off. I don't know if you can actually hear me physically clapping in the background, but I am physically clapping in the background because the kid gloves are off. Now this game is ours. We have done everything that we need to. We are ready to take down this massive game, and we are going to start here at the Storm Hill Shack, and we are going to do everything else. So the next round, we're going to run through and we're going to grab a whole bunch of stuff in Liurnia. We're going to grab some stuff that I've been wanting, so we can make some of the build and stuff work a little bit better. Because now I'm going to play how I want to play. Now I'm going to put all my stats in the way that I want to. Now I'm going to play the way that I really want to play, and I'm going to kind of show you guys this giant game, and we're gonna kind of try and run to it. The series is gonna go a little bit different from here on out. Now I'm just gonna kind of be playing through and just randomly speaking about stuff as we come across stuff. I'm gonna explain it as I've been doing, but at the same time, we're gonna be plowing through this game because at this point, if you are following along with me, if you are trying this game for the first time, I want you to explore the rest of this game. I want you to take this giant game. I want you to take this beautiful masterpiece of a game that they've created here, and I want you to enjoy it for the very first time because just like I will never get my first Elden Ring experience back, you will also never get your first Elden Ring experience back. This game is made for us. It You can tell they put a lot of love and passion in this game, and I want you to experience that on your own. So from here on out, it's going to be not spoil heavy. I'm going to keep it very light, but at the same time, I want to start fast passing, and I want to start looking at some other stuff that I need and want for my build. I'm going to upgrade my staff. I'm going to upgrade one of my spells, and we're going to go from there. So in the next video, we will be doing a whole bunch of stuff. We will be starting to pounce it out. This is going to be like the longest video of it. I haven't even decided what the title of this video is going to be, but I'm going to get this out, and I'm hoping you guys enjoy it. I'm hoping this is something that you found educational. I hope this is helpful. I know by this point, everyone who's probably beaten the game is going to beat the game, and at this point, you're probably just watching it for pure entertainment, and so I hope you got to laugh at the fact that I got bodied for a long time there. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. That's going to be all for me, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.